All right. Woo! I got my happy sauce. I'm not gonna say what it is. I'm pretty excited because today when I get home I'm going to be cooking and I'm going to try and record it this time. I want to see if I can show you what I enjoy doing. Cooking is definitely a hobby of mine, especially grilling. So I really hope you enjoy it. If it's shit, tell me.
Yeah, are you excited? Are you ready to cook some fucking food? Because I'm ready to cook some fucking food. All right. So, let's see. Tonight I decided I was going to make some, let's see, flat iron steak. I knew what it was before, but I wanted to get a close-up of it. The reason why I chose flat iron steak is because it is just ridiculously cheap and super tender, almost like a ribeye, but even better. What I'm also going to cook is I'm going to grill some zucchini and also do special grilled corn and some brown rice. But this brown rice will be cooked afterwards, so it can go over there. Initially, you just want to let the steak sit out. Rule of thumb, anytime you get red meat or just meat in general, it's always good to let it sit out to room temperature. It's going to decrease cooking time, and if you always hate having that cold middle, this will prevent it from happening. So right now I'm just cutting up the zucchini, because what we will do is we will salt and pepper it and put some olive oil, and we'll toss it together and then lay that out for the grill. As for the corn goes, the tricky part is getting all of this hair off, because you do not want that. It just burns and it's disgusting, and I don't like it. Nobody likes it. Perfect. And let's get rid of this mess, that's for sure. This isn't like most cooking channels where I have a little hole where I can just throw all my shit. I'm going to be running back and forth because this is real life. So what I'm getting out is getting some garlic powder, some pepper. We're going to grab some steak seasoning, some olive oil, cayenne pepper, and some seasoned salt. Let's see. Is somebody here? What are you looking at, dude? Nobody's here. So one of the easiest things to cook is the zucchini, and I'm just going to throw it together really quick. All it takes is some olive oil, probably about a tablespoon or to a tablespoon and a half, some pepper, and I'm going to add some seasoned salt. Now, and then you're just going to essentially just toss this. Get over here. Stop it. And they'll look relatively coated. It's going to be really oily, but most of that oil is just going to settle at the bottom while it sits there. We're going to prep the butter. So I've got a separate little dish here. I'm going to add just a little bit of cayenne pepper. About the same portion of garlic powder. And then some seasoned salt. Just a couple shakes of that. And we're going to add some Parmesan cheese. Now, I haven't done this before, so we will see. But I have an idea that, because you can't say no to Parmesan cheese. And we're just going to mix this together. Make sure you're constantly taste testing when you're making mixes. And always add just a little bit at a time, because you do not want to overdo it, especially with something as potent as that, with how much cayenne and garlic powder. It doesn't look like much, but we're only making it for one. Oh, Jesus. Okay. So take the butter and mix it in with the seasoning. So we're going to lay this on. It's going to be thick. And a majority of it is going to just melt off, and the seasoning is what's going to stay. And another thing that it's going to do is when you have a lot of this coating on it, the butter coating, it's going to, when it evaporates off, it's going to steam because it's inside the husk, and it's going to cook the corn easier too. So, killing two birds with one stone. Oh yeah. What are you doing, Mexi Subi? Oh, I'm just coating my corn. You're going to want to try and make it so you see as little as actual kernel as possible. You want to see mostly husk. And that is now done. Now we are on to the steak part. But yeah, pound and 3/4, which is more than enough for me in my shadow over there. Right? You want some of this? Yeah, you do. Come on, you piece of shit. Cut. So the flat iron is still a little cold, so I'm going to leave it out for a little bit longer. But while it's actually warming up to room temperature, I'm going to also add just some simple steak seasoning, some Montreal steak seasoning. I'm not trying to do anything crazy here. The thing I've realized with steak, good steak, is when you want to make a really good steak, simplicity is the key. Simplicity is definitely the key whenever you're cooking steak. On top of this, I'm actually going to also put some cayenne pepper. So we're just going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper. Just to one side, though. I personally really like spicy, so I'm adding a little bit extra. And you're just going to rub that in. It's going to turn into more of a paste. And when it starts to begin to turn into a paste for whatever seasonings you're adding on, you can just add just a little bit of olive oil. That was actually a lot of olive oil. Be careful when you're dealing with cayenne pepper, because I just went to itch my eye and had to stop for probably like 30 minutes. Okay, now that the steak is just sort of sitting and relaxing, we're going to set this off to the side, just let it do it. And we're going to take some tin foil. We're going to make that tin foil boat for the zucchini. Let's see. Just going to arrange these out. That is damn near perfect. This is my happy finger. And just lay it right on top of her. Well, I just pretty much forgot one of the most important things of my meals, and that is my adult beverage. Now, what I'm going to be making today is like a... Damn it. It's kind of like a screwdriver, but I'd call it more of a flathead screwdriver. Yeah, flathead screwdriver, because this is not whipped vodka, and this is shitty orange juice, so... Come here, what's that? Want some of that? That's when you know it's like the perfect strength. Cheers to you guys. Stronger than I thought it would be, but smooth. We are ready to now put the food on the grill, and yep, we're still looking good. Right now it's on low, actually medium low. I'm putting it on low completely, because this stuff doesn't take a lot of heat to actually cook. Throw it on too. I may have been inefficient on how I wanted my zucchini to look, because that shit's not gonna fit. Shit, this small knife's better than the big one. And remember, this has been sitting out, and it is almost room temperature. And what that does is when the meat gets cold, it tends to... Yeah, let's just leave this here. Yeah, when the meat gets cold, it tends to just tense up. The muscles and the ligaments tend to tense up because it gets cold. I mean, it's pretty obvious when things get cold, it shrinks. So that's what happens with meat. And when you take it right out of the freezer, when you take something right out of the freezer or right out of the fridge and you throw it on the grill to cook it, you're not giving it that time to sort of relax and release that stress and tension that it's been built up while it's been cold. So letting it sit out is actually something that's really good in order to help and combat that, either undercooking, which is quite common when it comes to cooking something directly from grabbing it from the freezer or the fridge. When the meat is done cooking, we're going to do another sit session for 5 minutes. And what that does is it'll let it sort of relax out again. And in my personal opinion, it produces a better quality end product. Now that's just me, but cheers. You do whatever the fuck you want. All right, let's cover this up. Okay, so we're ready for our first turn. It's been about probably 4 to 5 minutes. I turned it back down to low because I felt like it was going to be cooking the other vegetables a little bit too much, and that won't really affect the meat because the meat cooks on its own time. I'm okay with it not having a perfect sear on the outside from the grill. Turning these over. They do look like they're getting cut. They do look like they're getting cooked properly. And I'm just rotating the corn just slightly. The thing that I like about this is when the meat's done, everything else is done. And then let's lay this back down. Oh yeah, see that noise. That's what you want. This is a shitty grill. So I'm not going to cook the other side for as long. I'm going to do first one for about 4 to 5 minutes. One side for 4 to 5 minutes, then the next side 3 minutes, and then I'm going to alternate 1 minute after that every minute until we're anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes. The best way to determine... What are you doing? What are you doing, huh? No! This is why we can't have anything nice, Dakota. Let's take a look at how these are now that we've changed sides. Oh yeah, see? That right there, that juicy crispiness, that is going to be like one of the best parts. Oh yeah. Now let's take a look. We're not ever going to flip these, but they look burnt, but they're not. These things are frickin' delicious. I feel like because these were on the hot side, I'm going to take them off now and just sort of let them sit or eat them. Probably just eat them. I haven't been filming, but I've been flipping the corn periodically. My GoPro died. Now I am charging my GoPro in my pocket using an extension cord that comes up and wraps around my shoulder, down my back, goes over to that beautiful bike, and then plugs into the wall. Now I'm going to pull these off. They've only been off the heat for probably 1 minute, which means I'm going to leave them the other 4 minutes. I need more drink first. All right. Perfect. Are you ready, Dakota? Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, I prepared it and I portioned it out just for myself, and here is the reveal. I let it sit for about 5 minutes and cut it up, and it's set for another probably 30 seconds or so, and this is it. God damn, this is so fucking good. That's all, bitches. Forgot the the brown rice. God damn it. Alright.